reach down inside and grab a hold of my inner strength and just hang on and say, keep telling myself, I can do this. I can do this. I can get myself through this. My mom, I don't hate her. I still love her today. I just hate the things she did and the things she got me involved with and the things she did to me and to the rest of us. And I look back at it now and I see how wrong it was for her to ask me to do such a thing. Finding out that she was capable of it, if I didn't help her, what would she do to me? Was she capable of killing me too? This is a picture of my mother and my father, my 3 sisters, and one of my baby brothers. The second one hadn't been born yet. We were a beautiful family. My mom's maiden name was Betty Lou Donovan. My mother got married to my father when she was 15 years old, and she was really still a child herself. I have some fabulous memories of my early childhood. Sometimes I wish I was still back there. I used to watch my mother when she was cooking, and that's how I learned to cook myself. She taught me a lot of things about life.
Like this?
Yeah, it's good.
When my parents got divorced, I didn't understand it. I was never sat down and talked to about the reason. He was just there one day and then gone the next, and I didn't understand what happened. You know, where's my daddy at? After her and my dad divorced, she changed like night and day.
Good job, honey.
She went from being a very loving, affectionate mother to somebody that had no idea who it was. I have no idea why she chose me out of the 6 of us to do this to, but she would take me with her to, she'd say we were going to go pick up my dad.
What are we doing out here, Mama?
Waiting for your daddy.
We'd drive over to where his parents lived, and she'd park, and we sit there and wait and wait and wait. I don't remember what it was she told me we were doing, but I didn't realize that at the time that she was actually stalking my father.
Hey, you want one of these?
Really?
Sure. You're old enough.
I was 10, 11 years old. She would give me beer to drink. She was drinking beer also. And she'd sit there and watch, trying to find out if there was another woman in his life, I guess. And then there were other times that she'd take me with her and we'd drive over to somewhere towards downtown Dallas. She'd say we were going to go pick up my dad from work. And we'd go down there and we'd park maybe about a block, 2 blocks away from where he came out of his workplace. He'd never come over and get in the car.
Isn't Daddy coming home with us?
We'll see.
And we just drive back home. And at the time, I didn't realize what was going on because I was young, and I just believed what she was telling me because I believed my mom, you know. That's my mom. She's not gonna lie to me. She started wearing knee-high boots, hot pants, sexy low-cut blouses, more makeup than she usually wore.
You going out again?
Sure am.
She started going out, staying out late at night into wee hours in the morning, bringing 2-3 men a week home. There were probably some I didn't even know about.
You coming home tonight?
Don't know. We'll see.
Then it got to the point where she was staying gone 2 and 3 days at a time. And then it went to like a week, 2 weeks at a time. Mom would always make sure that we had enough money for us for lunches for school, and there was always plenty of food in the house before she took off.
Don't worry about it, honey. If your kids get hungry, there are plenty of leftovers in the fridge.
But she just wasn't there for us anymore. I guess you'd say she was having a really, really hard time because she didn't have a high school education. She had no kind of working skills whatsoever and was left with 5 kids at home. She was just doing what she needed to do or had to do or felt she had to do to take care of 5 kids. And if that meant dating however many men or whatever men that she could get money from to support us, then that's what she did. She had gone to a topless bar, and apparently she talked to the manager about auditioning, and she got up there and was auditioning, and one of her pasties fell off, and she picked it up, and I think she let one of the gentlemen in the audience help her put it back on. There was a vice cop in there, and he arrested her because she allowed one of the customers to touch her. I thought my sisters were pulling my leg because I couldn't see my mother up there on the stage taking her clothes off. I'd never seen my mother naked. Even to this day, I had never seen my mother naked. And I couldn't see my mother being naked up on a stage with all these people out there staring at her. Yeah, she changed like night and day. I look at her, she looked like my mother, but she's not acting like my mother. It's a picture of my mother. Makes me want to throw up. It's not the mama that I knew. I'm sorry, that's all I can say. And I don't want to look at it anymore. I don't want to look at it anymore. I'm sorry, I can't. I've had all I can take. It literally, physically makes me ill to look at pictures of the woman that she became after she and my daddy got divorced. The first picture was fine because it looked like my mama. It was my mama. But those others is not my mother. There's some horrible sick person that I don't want to know. I wish Dale I'd never known. But I can't do this anymore. I can't look any more of those pictures, no. If I hear her call my name or holler for me, I need to come in there and get her derringer out of her purse and shoot him. My mother did all the disciplinary measures in our home. When we were kids, we got a spanking. It was on our bottom. But after her and my dad divorced, when she gave me a whooping, as she would call it, it was everywhere but on the bottom, even across the face with the belt. She was working 2 jobs. When I'd get out of school, I'd have to go straight home because I had to be there when Bobby got out of school and got home. Had to cook his dinner for him, help him with his little kindergarten homework, and make sure that he got his bath and brushed his teeth and everything, got into bed on time. I had to make sure the house was clean, the dishes were washed. If I didn't help her, well, she'd bawl me out. I wanted my daddy home. I loved my daddy. My daddy might come up here and yell at me or talk to me a little bit, but he ain't gonna give me no whooping. He had never laid a hand on me in his whole life, or in my whole life. The thing that hurt the most and what really tore our family apart was her not being mama anymore. You know, she was more into herself. It's really sad because she was such a good mother. She started dating this man named Bill Lane, and he was mean, selfish. I couldn't stand the man.
Bill, I don't want to fight anymore.
When are you gonna learn to keep your mouth shut?
Bill, wait!
He had very, very bad temper, arguments all the time. He did plenty of hitting on her.
I don't know you.
And that's another reason I couldn't stand the man. You don't hit on a woman, I don't care what the circumstances are. And one day she tells me Bill's giving her a hard time.
Shirley, come here.
What is it?
I need you to do something.
And she told me where her little derringer was. If I hear her call my name or holler for me, I need to come in there and get her derringer out of her purse and shoot him.
Wait, what?
I know you can handle it.
I was just confused and scared. That night, they go in the bedroom and start arguing.
When are you gonna learn to keep your stupid mouth shut?
Shirley!
I hear her holler my name, and I go in there.
Shirley!
Mama?
She had a cut on her face along her cheekbone. Her hair was a mess. She was scared for her life. I could see it in her face.
Stay the hell out of it, Shirley.
And I get her gun out of her purse, and I pointed at him. And I tell him to leave my mother alone and quit hitting my mama.
You stay back.
I told him if he didn't leave my mama alone, I was going to shoot the out of him. Those weren't my exact words. It was like I was having a nightmare. How can she put me in this position? What's the matter with her? What's going on in her mind to ask me to do something like this? And then my stepbrother, Bo, he comes in there. He got the gun away from me. I'm not sure if I'd have been able to pull the trigger. If I did, I probably wouldn't have aimed, but as far as killing him, I don't believe I could have. That's about all I can remember. Maybe it's all I choose to remember. And I look back at it now and I see how wrong it was for her to ask me to do such a thing. Make a killer out of her child at 11 years old. A loud noise sounded like a car backfiring. Turned out to be a gunshot. Bill Lane was in the picture. I don't think I've seen the worst relationship yet. They were on again, off again, on again, off again. Sometimes it would be few weeks, sometimes a few months, but they always ended up getting back together. It was late at night, and a loud noise sounded like a car backfiring. Woke me up, and I heard moaning outside my bedroom window. And I got up and I looked out the window, and it was Bill Lane laying on the ground. When I heard the moaning and I saw Bill out there, it made me wonder what was going on. What happened to him? I went into the living room to find out what was going on, and my mom was there. She was holding her eye. He had hit her in the eye.
Shirley, honey, what are you doing up?
Did something happen to Bill?
I was told to go back to my room and stay in my room. And I was told not to look out the window anymore.
Should we call an ambulance?
No.
It was almost like she was panicked. She didn't want me to see it, or she didn't want me to know what was going on.
Now go on. I told you to go back to bed.
I found out later that he had threatened her, that he was going to kill her. Is the reason that she ended up shooting him. The police came and they called an ambulance, and he was taken to the hospital where he recuperated. They got back together after he got out of the hospital. He didn't press charges. About 14 years old, I decided enough was enough. I got to get out of here. I've got to get away. I can't do this anymore. And actually, the reason I did get married the first time was to get away from my mother. I told myself that if I'm going to be put in the position of being an adult, I want to be an adult on my own, out there, away from her. But when I told her that Scott had asked me to marry him, she totally went off on me.
Where the hell you think you're going?
She said, no way. It's not going to happen. He's not going to marry you. Nobody's ever going to want you.
You really think he's gonna marry you? You're just a no-good piece of trash.
How could you say that to me?
And she told me that the man that I'd known to be my daddy wasn't my daddy. That Bill Lane was my real dad.
What? What are you talking about?
It was a very hurtful, painful thing, and I still don't understand today why she did it. When I didn't know who I was having a huge identity crisis. I know it's not true. I don't look anything like that man. I still don't know today why she did it, why she told me that. All the bruises in the world, they'll heal. The verbal abuse is the worst because the bruises go away. The words never do. It still hurts, and I still keep asking the same old question, why? That one I've got to quit. I can't help it. My mom and Ronnie had moved to Rockwall, Texas, and it didn't last very long out there. I went over to visit my mom one morning, and Mama, she had already gone to work. I was going to hitchhike into town, and Ronnie said that he'd give me a ride.
Hey, you don't need to hitch. I can give you a lift.
You sure?
Going that way anyway.
My mother came home to get something or do something, and she saw Ronnie and I having breakfast.
What the hell is this?
What's wrong?
You slut!
She accused me and Ronnie of sleeping together.
You think I don't know what happens here when I'm not around?
She had told me more times than I care to remember that nobody's ever gonna want you. You're nothing but a little slut, a whore.
Come on now.
Is that really what you think of me?
Totally chopped up my self-esteem. Even today, I hear her say those things and I think about her telling me those things.
You can't keep a man of your own. You gotta go after mine. Is that it?
I just looked at her and I said, I can't believe you would think I would do something like that. And I told her I was leaving.
I can't be here anymore. God, you get the hell out!
Betty Lou, you're acting crazy.
How dare you call me crazy?
They're arguing and didn't know what to think. I had no idea what might happen.
I am your wife.
But I found out just recently that my mother had tried to run Ronnie over with her car. I don't know why she did the things she did. I knew that my mother needed help. I knew she was not thinking right. And I know even today that there are steps and measures that I could have taken. I really didn't even realize it until now that maybe I could have kept her from being executed. If I'd have just done something to get her some help. She had told me that she couldn't take it anymore with Wayne Barker.
I'm gonna make sure it's the last time.
What do you mean?
So she told me that she was going to kill him. It was the same with her and every man after her and my daddy got divorced. She'd meet a man, they'd get together, they'd live together for a while, and then they'd fight and they'd split up. But then it got to the point where she was an evil person. She met a man named Doyle Wayne Barker. I just called him Wayne. He was just a barroom drunk, a woman beater, womanizer, a user, a sorry excuse of a man.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Then one day I went over to visit my mom and she was like black and blue from head to toe. He would beat her so bad. Her face would be all bruised and swollen, black eyes. She started talking to me and telling me about how her and Wayne had been fighting and she was tired of him beating on her.
This is awful.
No, this ain't the worst he's done.
My mother showed me photos of how Wayne had beaten her, all the bruises and cuts on her face and on her arms. She showed me one of where she had gone to the hospital and had to have her arm set because he had broke it.
Maybe we should take you to a hospital.
I'll be fine.
I knew that it had happened because I was there prior to and leading up to the beating. And I already had seen how physically violent he could be by things that he had done, like throwing things, breaking things, pushing her around. Many times I tried to talk to her and asked her why she would keep going back. She couldn't divorce him, and she was afraid of losing her home because it was in his name.
You've got to get away from him.
Don't you worry. I'm gonna make sure it's the last time.
What do you mean?
She had told me that she couldn't take it anymore with Wayne Barker, so she was gonna kill him.
Why don't you take your brother for the weekend? I don't want him here for this.
And she asked me, would I take my baby brother? while she took care of this. And I said, yeah.
Mama.
You don't gotta worry, darling.
When she told me what she was gonna do, I couldn't let myself believe it. My mother couldn't do something like this. Total state of denial. This is not happening. My mom, she was laying on my couch in the living room.
What are you doing here?
Went in there and she told me that it was done. It was over with. And she needed me to go over later that evening and help her to dispose of the body.
I don't think I can.
Come by the house at midnight. Don't be late.
I can't even tell you how horrifying and how terrifying the thought of your own mother being capable of killing somebody else. If I didn't help her to dispose of the body, what would she do to me? Was she capable of killing me too? And can we take a break right now for just a second? I'll never forget the sound of his head hitting each step while we dragged him down the steps. That evening, maybe midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that, I went over there to her house. She had wrapped Wayne in a sheet and then in some plastic. And she had him inside of a blue sleeping bag.
What did you do?
I did what I had to do.
She went into detail of how she killed Wayne. She told me that she waited for him to go to sleep. And she got out the .38 revolver that she had. And she took a pillow, a bed pillow, and covered it to muffle the sound of the shot. And pulled the trigger to shoot him in the head. But the pillowcase got in the way of the trigger or the firing pin and kept the gun from firing. And she told me that she stood there for a minute, shivering from her head to her toes, afraid that the sound of the click of the gun was going to wake Wayne up. When it didn't, she cocked the gun again covering it with the pillow, and fired again. And the second shot went into his head and killed him.
I shot him, Shirley, all right? I waited till he went to bed. I grabbed the gun and I shot him in the head.
But this is wrong. We have to.
Enough, Shirley. What he did to me was wrong. And he got what was coming. And now you're gonna help me bury him.
And we went in her bedroom and we pulled him out of the closet and dragged him to the back door. It's like I was in a fog or on another planet, another world. I didn't want to think about it. We dragged him out the back door. I'll never forget the sound of his head hitting each step while we dragged him down the steps. And we dragged him around to the back end of the trailer and rolled him over into the hole. And each of us took a shovel and covered him up. It took us until first light to get him completely covered up. I'll never forget all the blisters on my hands, the sick feeling I had in my stomach, the pain I had in my heart, thinking that my mother could actually kill somebody.
Go on home. I'll finish the rest.
After we got through with that, I went back home, tried my best to act like it'd just been an ordinary day. Cleaning the house, washing clothes, fixing dinner. I just wanted to block it out, and I did my best to do so. After what happened with my mom and Wayne Parker, she met another man. His name was Jimmy Don Beats. And I thought he was one of the nicest men I believe I've probably ever met in my life. He was so kind, soft-spoken, generous, considerate. I never heard him say a harsh word to my mom. Everybody loved him. And then one day...
Hello?
Hi, Shirley. She called me and told me that she needed me to come out here to see her, to help her, that she was going to end up killing Jimmy Don too. She had said something in regards to the fact that she was going to end up killing Jimmy Don too, due to him, what she had done to Wayne.
Mama, please don't talk like this. Just think about what you're saying.
And my mom wanted me to come out there. I asked my mother, why do you want to do this to Jimmy Don? He's never done anything to hurt you. He doesn't abuse you.
But he's so nice. He's not like the others.
She told me, she goes, well, surely there's a lot of different kinds of abuse. Couldn't understand why she would want to hurt him. Everybody says it was because of the insurance, and I guess actually it probably was.
Forget about it, Mama. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Well, I hung up the phone because I didn't want to talk to her anymore.
Hey, what's going on?
And at that point, my husband, Jody, he suspected that something wasn't right because I didn't say anything to Jody about what she'd said on the phone. I just told him I needed to go out and see my mom.
Mama and Jimmy Don are just having some problems, apparently. Might have to go over there later and check on her.
You want me to come with?
No, it's okay. I'm sure everything's fine. She's just being dramatic.
You just let me know if you change your mind, okay?
And by the time I got through talking to Jody, I called my mom back up. She told me not to worry about it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'll just talk to Jimmy Don, and I'm sure everything's gonna be fine.
Okay. I guess I'll talk to you later then.
All right, bye-bye.
She just told me you really didn't need to come out here, that everything was okay, everything was taken care of. We worked things out. Jimmy Don had left, and she didn't know where he went or how long he was going to be gone, but everything was okay now. He was a fireman. He worked 48 hours on, 24 hours off. It seemed like everybody out here at Cedar Creek Lake knew the man or had heard of the man and loved him. They did a house-to-house search to see if anybody had seen him. Jimmy Don loved to go fishing, loved to go out on his boat. All of his friends that had boats went out on the lake 24 hours a day searching for him. The boat was found with nitroglycerin pills in the bottom of the boat. He had a heart problem, and he used nitroglycerin pills. Maybe he was having a heart attack and was trying to take one of his pills and fell overboard.
Mama, in the kitchen.
Something wasn't right about the situation. And even though I didn't see it with my own eyes, I knew that she had killed Jimmy Don. I talked to her, and I asked her what had happened.
I told you he went on a fishing trip.
Don't lie to me.
That's when she told me what she did.
You really want to know?
She told me she did the same thing she did with Wayne. She had shot him in the hip 2 times.
And I buried him in the yard, just like Wayne.
She had buried him in the wishing well in the front yard. My brother Robbie had helped her take Jimmy Don's boat out into the lake. Then she had taken some of the nitroglycerin pills and scattered them in the bottom of the boat and left it adrift in the lake.
How could you make Robbie do that?
Well, you weren't here to help me, now were you?
I love my mother. I love her with all my heart, even today. But I just couldn't stand to be around her or to look at her because she wasn't my mother anymore. Not the mother that I knew. Not the mother that raised me. I have so much guilt about not trying to do something to prevent him being killed. She had told me that she was going to. I knew that she was capable, but yet I stood by and did nothing to prevent it. My phone rings, and it's my oldest sister, Faye. And she told me that the police had been looking for me, and they had a warrant for my arrest. After things that happened with Wayne Barker, I didn't say anything about it. But one day, and my baby sister, Phyllis, and her husband, Billy, came out here from Dallas. And we were all 3 drinking tequila, and I got drunk, and I couldn't stand holding all the pain and the hurt inside any longer, and I broke down, and I told my little sister Phyllis what had happened. Me and my big mouth when I was drunk. I heard through the grapevine that my sister Phyllis and her husband had called Crime Stoppers and told them about what had happened. And that's how they ended up catching up to her and finding out that she killed not just Wayne, but Jimmy Don too. My phone rings, and it's my oldest sister, Faye. She said, well, you need to get over to my house now. I mean, now. You need to get over to my house right now.
Faye, what's going on?
I said, I'll be over there. Just give me a minute. I got to use the bathroom. And I said, well, I'll be on my way over there. Well, I hung up the phone and walked down the hallway to the bathroom. Got to the bathroom door, and the phone rings again. I went back in the living room, and I answered the phone. It was my sister again. She said, Shirley, I'm telling you, you need to get out of there. You need to get over to my house now. And the panic in her voice that just, I don't know, she was like hysterical almost.
Shirley, you don't understand. There's no time. You got to get out of that house right now and come over.
It was like, it made me think that somebody had put a bomb under my house, and it was just fixing to go off at any second. We got in the car and we drove over to her house, and I walked in the door, and as soon as I opened the door, she said, oh, Shirley. And I said, what? I walked up to her, and she said, Mama's been arrested for murder. And she told me that the police had been looking for me, and they had a warrant for my arrest.
The body of what's believed to be Dallas Fire Captain Jimmy Don Beats was pulled out of a shallow grave in a wishing well on Saturday night. The body of what's believed to be Wayne Barker was pulled from a similar grave beneath a tool shed.
Sunday morning, I think we got it maybe about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. And we fixed some breakfast, and knock, knock, knock. And she opens up the door, and it's the police, and they're there to arrest me.
Both men had been listed as missing. Jimmy Don Beats reported drowned in a boating accident 2 years ago, but sheriff's investigators got a break in the case last week.
We were led here with information that was received from a confidential informant, and we secured a search warrant and executed the search warrant and found the two bodies.
They took me downtown Dallas, tried to interrogate me. I told them, I said, y'all are wasting your time. I said, I'm not saying a single word until I get the lawyer.
Both men had been married to Betty Beats, who along with their 26-year-old daughter Shirley Stenger have been charged with the two murders.
They booked me in and charged me with capital murder and first-degree murder.
There's no clear motive in the killings, but police are looking at the possibility that several large life insurance policies may be involved.
I sat in jail with my mom for a little over a month. I was put in the same tank with her. I really don't know how to put it into words. Scared is not the word for it. Not even terrified or horrified is the word for it. It was way beyond that. Knowing what she was capable of and not knowing for certain whether she was capable of doing such a thing to myself. When I laid eyes on her, I wanted to throw up. It made me sick to my stomach to see her because it hurt so bad what she had done. And not only that, what she had done, but the fact that she got me involved in it. Well, she asked me if I was okay. And I remember telling her, don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. Just leave me the hell alone. The only words I can remember her saying to me the whole time I was there with her was just, shh, be quiet, Shirley. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Everything's going to be all right. Over and over and over again, those same words. She's not said anything, done anything on my behalf. She just all she's out for is to look after herself, and she doesn't give a about me. All I could think was, what's going to happen to me next? Where am I going to end up? I'm never getting out of here. I'm not ever going to have my freedom again. I meant nothing to her. She was willing to keep her mouth shut, not doing anything or saying anything on my behalf to keep me from going to the penitentiary for the rest of my life for something I didn't do. Years old and willing to let me live the rest of my life in the penitentiary for something I didn't even do. Can we take a break, please? She had tried to blame the killings on myself and my brother Robbie. When I was taken to Henderson County Jail, they dropped the charge of capital murder off of me. But still, I was looking at first degree and this life imprisonment. And I still didn't think that I was going to get out. My daddy came to see me. He said, "Shirley, I love you, and I want to help you. I'll do anything in the world to help you, but nobody can help you until you decide to help yourself."
Shirley, you've got to tell them the truth.
I got to do something for myself. I got to speak up. I got to tell them what happened so I can get out of here, because I don't want to go to the penitentiary. I don't deserve to go to the penitentiary for the rest of my life for something I didn't do. After I got through talking to him, they took me back, put me in the tank, and my mother walked up to me and asked me, "What did you and your daddy talk about, or what did you tell your daddy?" And I took a step back away from her, and I looked her right straight in the face, and I told her, "What me and my daddy talked about is my business. Ain't got nothing to do with you." And I turned and walked away from her and went to my cell, my little single cell, and shut the door behind me and locked myself in. I'm not getting out of here unless I do something to save myself. I've got to say something. I've got to make a statement. I've got to tell them something, because I don't deserve to go to the penitentiary for the rest of my life for something I didn't do. Probably took me at least an hour or so to make my statement, tell them everything that I knew. My having to turn state's evidence against my mother was one of the stipulations of them releasing me from jail. I knew it was something that I had to do for myself, but I felt a lot of guilt for turning my back on my mother, even though she had no regards in helping me out. Just still, even today, I feel so much, just tremendous guilt of turning my back on my mother. I feel like I let her down. She had tried to blame the killings on myself and my brother Robbie.
For the 5th day in a row, Betty Lou Beets walked into the Henderson County Courthouse. Once again, her attorney blamed her son, Robbie Branson, for the murder of Jimmy Don Beets.
She told me what she did, how the cover-up went, and that my brother Robbie had helped her.
Beets' attorney denies this, saying it was her son, Robbie Branson, who was the cold-blooded killer of his stepfather.
All I can remember is answering the questions, and the whole time, seeing my mother sit at the table with her attorney, constantly shaking her head no. Like everything that I was saying when they asked me a question was nothing but a lie. No, that did not happen. No, that didn't happen. No. Oh, sitting in this chair makes me feel like I'm sitting in the witness stand again. And all the time I'm seeing her shake her head no. I'm like, how can you sit there saying no when you know it's the truth? You know that's what it was, and you know that's what happened, and you know that I didn't do anything to be here. You're my mother, you're supposed to love me. Say that you love me. How could you bring me into this world and sit there and say that I'm lying when you know it's the truth?
Betty Lou Beets has been convicted and sentenced to death for the murder of her husband, Jimmy Don Beets, but his son, James, is still struggling to deal with the loss of his father.
She has no regard for human life. She has no conscience or morals. She watered flowers on my daddy's grave in a wishing well every morning and walked by his grave. And the man that before my daddy was buried in the backyard. So I just don't think this woman has any morals or any conscience.
James hopes he will begin to heal when the woman responsible for his father's death is finally put to death.
I'm not even sure where I was or who it was that told me about her being convicted and sentenced to death. All of my siblings totally went into denial that it would ever happen.
I wish you knew my mother the way I do. A gentle, loving woman who would do anything for her children. I wish to God that Drew had heard the truth about my mother. And I pray that you will listen now and know the truth about her.
God. My sister Faye, the oldest, she kept telling me over and over again they hadn't executed a woman in Texas for like 25 years or more. And every time she'd tell me that, I said, I don't care. You know, it doesn't make any difference how long it's been. It's going to happen. Mama's going to be executed. I know it in my heart and in my soul. Can't tell you how long, how soon, but I just know it's going to happen. I've never really been afraid of anything in my life in this world, but one thing. That's my mother. That's a horrible thing to say, but it's the truth. The first time I went and saw her, she had been locked up for many years. I can't tell you exactly how many. But my baby brother, Bobby, he wanted to take his firstborn child to see her so she could meet her grandson. And I called the warden and made arrangements to go see her on Mother's Day. To my surprise, she looked really good. She looked close to being the mother that I knew as a little girl. She had some weight on her and seemed to be in pretty good spirits, but There wasn't a whole lot of conversation between my mother and I. There weren't any harsh words. She didn't seem angry at me or held any resentment or anything towards me for what I did on turning state's evidence. But she really didn't show that much affection towards me either. She never admitted to anything. I never saw her show any kind of pain or regret, remorse.
While Betty Lou Beets claims all of her 5 husbands were controlling or abusive, she says she didn't kill anyone.
Will you go to your execution with a clean heart? With
Yes.
knowing that, feeling you have done nothing wrong?
Yes.
Does that help you at this time?
Yes, it helps me. It gives me the strength to face it all.
And that really sickens me, because it shows me that she didn't really have any kind of heart or soul. She didn't have any compassion for a fellow human being. She was in total denial, too, that she was ever going to be executed.
Shortly after 6 p.m., Betty Lou Beets became the 9th person to be executed in Texas this year. She gave no final statement to the victims' children who were in attendance, but they believe justice has been carried out.
My name is Rodney Barker. I'm the son of Doyle Wayne Barker. The state of Texas did the right thing tonight by putting Betty Lou Beets to death.
I don't really know how I feel. It's kind of like a denial, and is this like a nightmare? This is a dream. Please wake me up.
At least I know justice was done tonight. I know that there's nobody else going to be another victim of this woman. And, like I said, I can forgive Betty. It's going to take a lot more time to get total forgiveness, but I've accepted it.
I've never really been afraid of anything in my life in this world. But one thing, that's my mother. But I don't have to be afraid of her anymore because she's not here. That's a horrible thing to say. But it's the truth. I do know in my heart that my mom was sick. She had mental problems. She had been abused, and she needed some help. Instead, she gets executed. I failed to get her any help. I feel like I failed not just my mother, but myself too. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. When I got up yesterday morning, I really didn't even want to think about having to deal with all the pain, all the horrible things that had happened to me in my life. It's been very stressful, brought back a lot of pain, a lot of memories that I wished I didn't ever have to have. But then again, I got to thinking about the people out there that need to hear my story and to know that whatever it is that might happen in their life, they have it within themselves to be strong. They can get through whatever it is that life hands them. They do have that strength, that inner strength that they can grab a hold of and hang on to get themselves through whatever it is that life has in store. I came back to the interview because I care about people. And hopefully it will help them to notice things that are not right with someone to prevent anything like this from happening to anyone else.
You're always by our side, right or wrong. I love you so much, and I'm so sorry for all I have put you through. I hope you have a good day. Happy Mother's Day, with love always, Bass. Every letter that he's wrote me for holidays, I kept them all. He never said that stuff in person to me. It just breaks my heart to see this one and then look at this one. And it's the same person. I love them both, but I love this one more. It's just like yesterday. And in a way, I wish it could go back in time and be better, a better life for all of us. He was my miracle baby. I really don't know if I really told him about what happened, about the birth. When I had him, I was having trouble. I had him a week early. I didn't hear him cry. And I asked the doctor, I said, is anything wrong with my baby? And that kind of worried me. I have 2 boys and a daughter. And him and his brother, they play with Hot Wheels a lot out there in the driveway. And one morning, I went out back and I seen something like ashes or something. And I seen this pile of like pieces of metal. And I could tell they was Hot Wheels. And I thought, what's going on here? I said, you 2 boys come out here for a minute. And they came out and said, what's this going on right here? They said, oh, we just thought we'd get a little bit of gas off Daddy's truck and burn the Hot Wheels. What are y'all doing that for? Oh, we just want to see them melt or whatever. I said, well, I'm going to tell your dad about this when he comes home, and you're probably going to get punished for what you... He said, hold on, ma'am. He handed me my son. His face was so purple because the neighbor cord was wrapped around his neck so tight. And the doctor said it's a good thing I did have him a week early, because if I didn't, he would have died. And to me, in my heart, I think God let me have him for some reason. And, but I didn't want it to turn out this way. Hoping that he would grow up and be a good man, have a good job, have his own family. That's what I was hoping. But it didn't happen. Things just didn't work out that way. I know what he did was bad. He needed to be punished. I admit he needed to be punished for what he done. But I can't help it. I love him and I always will love him. And I know a lot of people has walked away, but I can't do that. I can't close that door. I wish I could, but I tried, but I can't. He's a part of me, and I can't help it. That's the way I feel. And that's something no one can take away from me as long as I breathe. I love him. And I know he loves me. That was a good old day. He's a good baby. He looks so sweet and innocent. And now that he's grown up, it's not like that no more. My husband's sister said there's a place up here in the country. It's for sale. Would y'all be interested in it? Then after we moved up there, that's when stuff started happening. That's a good picture of him smiling. It breaks my heart seeing the smile on his face, and that I don't see now. The smile just gets me. He didn't smile that much, and I look at his face, and it just breaks me. It. When he came home at night from work, I told him what they'd been doing, and that's when he bent him over. He would whoop them if they did something wrong. But Bass, he always acts like he's so tough, you know, like he was made out of iron. But he wouldn't cry. He wouldn't show no feelings. And that had me concerned, you know, him not showing no tears, you know. After his dad whooped him, Bass just walked away. It's like he didn't care. It's like he just walks away from his problems or walks away for what punishment that we give him. And it's like he don't listen to us. It's like he wants to do things his way. And that bothered me. He had a hard time following rules. It's like he wants to be in trouble all the time. He got in trouble in school, mostly for fighting. I don't know how many times I got phone calls in there to come and pick him up. One time, the principal asked me why I come down there and show me what Bass has done. I couldn't believe my eyes. The windows was broke out. The floors was a mess.
Bass, what have you done?
She said he got into a fight with another boy, and then she told him, I'm gonna call your mother. So I guess he got mad about that part. That's when he took his hand and slung everything off her desk, the telephone, everything. Then he bust out one of the windows. He took his foot and just raised up and kicked it out. And I said, Bass, you did all of this. You broke this window out. It's like he didn't care. It's like, so what? You know, I did it, you know, so what? And she said, you know, we can't put up with this. I said, ma'am, I'm so sorry what my son has done. She said, it's not your fault. She said, Bass needs some help.
Bass, you can't keep acting this way. I just don't understand. Why are you doing this?
I said, you act like you're mad at the world for some reason. I said, I don't know what's going on with you, but this has got to stop. He just kind of looked at me and gave me that sneak grin that he always gives me. And I said, so I'm not getting through to you, right? I'm wasting my breath sitting here talking to you, right? Because you're not listening to a word I'm saying.
Are you even listening to me at all?
I could see that he was going down the wrong path.
I'm just so sorry. I just don't know what's going on with him.
It's like he always wanted to do something bad. There's some things he did good, don't get me wrong, but it's like it's more evil in him than it was good.
Let's go.
And that's when I talked about it as Bass. You know, it's just a checkup, honey. You know, let the doctor check you out.
No, I don't want him touching me.
He just wants to make sure you're okay.
Bass said, I'm not being checked. Well, he said, I'll walk out.
I don't care. If he comes back, I'll leave.
I said, you're 7 years old and you tell me you're going to walk out. There's nothing wrong with this. Let the doctor check you out.
I said no. Leave me alone.
So he's had a temper ever since he was real little. As a child, he wouldn't show no emotions to us. My heart. I didn't have no worries back then when he was this age. And this picture, I really don't like to look at it because it makes me very sad. And I look at it and he don't have a smile. And he had attitude that I didn't like at all. I look at his face there. He's like two different personalities.
Which face did you see more often?
This one. This one right here. I keep looking at this one. I look at his eyes. His eyes is different. I can tell something's going on. When you're a mother, you can tell about your son or your daughter. When you look into their eyes, you can tell. There's a lot of signs that maybe I didn't want to face. Different things that he did that maybe I didn't want to really face reality. And something just told me something else is going on here. I could tell by the way he was carrying the ball bat out of the house, he wasn't going to play ball. He'd taken his hand, like holding it real tight, like he was just squeezing that ball bat. I could tell he's angry at somebody.
Bass, is everything okay?
Everything's fine.
And I knew right then, I better do something real quick and real fast before something really terrible happened. So I called my brother. He lived right around the corner.
Hey, it's Vicky.
I said, will you please follow Bass? Don't let him see you, but follow him. Well, he was going to use the ball bat on this boy. Going through the years, I see more and more violent in him. Every place we moved, he would get into fights. I couldn't understand why he wanted to be so violent towards everybody. And I remember this one time, I seen Bass took his ball bat out, and I said, Bass, what are you going to do with that ball bat?
Just going out to play ball.
Ever since he was a little boy, he acts like he was always tough, like nobody can take control of him. That's the way he's always been. He was like clumsy when he was little, and I constantly had to take him to the hospital.
I just turned around. The next thing I know, he's on the ground crying.
All right, let's get you checked out, okay?
When he went to the doctor, he didn't want the doctor to touch him. He stood back in a corner, wouldn't budge. If he didn't get his way, you could see it. You could see it in his eyes. It's like he couldn't get along with no one. He wanted his way or no way. That's the way he was. One doctor asked me, what is he acting that way for? I said, sir, I don't know why he's not letting you, check him out. I don't understand.
Maybe I just need to talk to him alone for a minute.
And then I said, could you step out of the room for a minute? And he said, yeah.
Honey, what's wrong?
One place wanted to put him on medication. He denied it. He didn't want to take it. He said, I don't need no medication. And I took him to this place for troubled kids, but it did not help. They let Bass sit out in the hall. And the doctor said, well, I never seen a child just sit there and just look at you. I said, what did he do? She said, he just stared at me and crossed his arms and wouldn't say anything.
I'm afraid there's nothing we can do for him.
I just don't know what else to do.
And I said, do you have any idea why he's doing this? She said, I really don't have a clue.
Well,
I don't have an act. I took him to a therapist, 2 or 3 therapists, and he wouldn't talk to them. He would say, I don't want to go. It ain't going to do no good for y'all to take me. Y'all wasting your time.
There's one more option I can give you.
And she said, this is what we can do. She said, we can take him out of your hands. I said, what do you mean by that? She said, we can turn him over to the state, and you and your husband can sign the papers, and you can walk away. I said, you know something, ma'am? I'm not signing nothing. I said, that's my son. I know he's doing wrong, but you think I'm just going to sign a piece of paper and let you take my son?
We'll figure something out.
I said, come on, Bass, we're leaving. We walked out, and I did not tell him that I could have gave him away to the state. That'd been so easy for us to sign that paper and just forget about it. But well, here he was chasing his boy around his yard, and I thought, oh my God, if he hit that boy in the head, he probably would have killed him. And thank God that my brother tackled him and put him down on the ground and hold him. When he come home, I said, Bass, I said, why was you chasing that guy around with the baseball? I said, was you really going to hit him? I said, you know, if you did, you're going to do some terrible damage. He wouldn't give me no answer. And he did that a lot. He wouldn't give me no answer. I couldn't figure him out sometimes. He had me puzzled. Me and my husband would sit up for hours trying to figure out what to do, how to do it, because we didn't know what was going on. One day, he stole his dad's pistol. The police just came to our door, and he said, ma'am, somebody called, said that Bass had a pistol. Bass threw it on the ground in somebody's yard. And I said, let me get my husband. The police asked my husband, did you have his pistol out in the open? He said, no, sir, I didn't have his pistol out in the open. He said, Bass just found it in the closet, and he took it. We didn't know he took it. And I looked at Bass, he was sitting on the couch. Police asked him, you know, what was you going to do? You know, what are you going to do? And he just said, it's none of your business. Like that. I said, don't talk to him like that. You know, don't have that attitude.
Bass, answer the question.
Doesn't matter.
So he gets up, and the officer said, no, you need to sit down and listen to me. And I asked him, I said, what were you going to do with that pistol?
I told you I wasn't going to do nothing.
He said, oh, I just carried it around. But it didn't have no bullets in it.
This has got to stop.
It's ridiculous. I said, that's all you do, Bass, is get into trouble. I said, it needs to stop. But it's like he didn't care. It's like he had no feelings. Then my husband said, well, you know something, Vicki? Do you think this is bad? This is going to get worse. The older Bass gets, it's going to get worse, Vicki. Be better prepared and be ready for this, because it's going to get worse than this. And I looked at him, I said, surely not. His Vicki is going to get worse. And it did. Well, he's not smiling in that picture either. Why should that surprise me? When they took it, and I got it developed, and I looked at it, and I looked close to his face, and he does. He looks angry for some reason, and I don't know why. It puzzles me. He seemed like he was angry all the time. I did see some evil in him a lot when he was getting older as a man. It's like he had a different personality. I could see in his eyes, it seemed like he had a lot of anger in him. But I couldn't do it. As a mother, I love him, and I wasn't going to do that. But it makes me feel so bad, the things he has done, that maybe if we did do that, things today would have been different. Every time we turned around, something was going on with Bass. And me and my husband had to think how to deal with it before it got out of hand.
Bass, what are you doing?
One time, he wanted my truck.
I need the keys to the truck.
I said, you're not getting my keys. You're not driving my truck. He said, well, if you don't let me drive your truck, I'm going to set it on fire.
Excuse me?
You heard what I said.
I looked at him like I was just shocked. I said, do what? He said, I'm going to put a towel in your gas tank and start it on fire, and I'm going to let your truck blow up. I didn't think he ain't going to do that. Well, I got fooled. He kind of walked off. I could tell he got kind of mad. It's like he don't want to take no for an answer. He put a piece of rag down to me or to his dad.
Why do you think you could act like this? I'll do whatever the hell I want.
I was sitting in the kitchen with my husband. They was arguing back and forth.
You'll do what I tell you to do. You understand?
Bass says something about it. If you open your mouth again, I'm going to knock you down.
Just shut up!
And I said, Bass, don't put your hands on your daddy. Bass just took his fist and he hit him so hard. When he hit his daddy, that's really what opened my eyes. If he could have done something like that to his own father, it's like you don't care what you do. You don't care who you hurt. And I said, I can't believe that you hit your daddy.
Bass, what did you do?
I said, Bass, if you even act like you're going to hit me, you're going to be gone for a long time. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm calling the law. You're going to go to jail. That's when I called 911 and told him I need an officer out there. And the cops came and got him. I'm not going to put up with this. And he just looked at me, just shakes his shoulder like, so what? No. And I just looked at him like, God, that can't be my son there, you know. That's why I keep saying in the back of my head that can't be my son doing this. So they handcuffed Bass and they took him to jail. My husband said, Vicki, we need to put all the knives away. He said, something's going on with Bass. And he said, I just got a bad feeling. He said, I'm going to take all the knives out of the kitchen.
What?
He's dangerous, and you know he's dangerous.
I said, Bass is not going to hurt us. I said, I know in my heart he's not going to hurt me. And I don't think he would hurt you. He said, we don't know what he thinks anymore. So this is the reason why I'm doing this. He said, Vicki, please open your eyes and realize what's going on here. We have tried. What else can we do as parents? And my oldest son said, Mom, you need to get him out of this house before something really bad happens. And I said, he's right. Maybe I just didn't want a minute to myself. And I kept thinking, nah, Bass wouldn't do something like that to us. I guess I really didn't want to face the Bass could do something. I forgot how long he stayed in jail, but they did arrest him, and I said, I don't want him back here. I told him, I want you out of my home. I think it's time for you to move out. We can't handle this no more. I hope he can open up to me and let me know why. Because it's killing me every day. Why would you do something so terrible? The older he got, it seemed like the worse he got. He stayed with some friends, and it kind of gave me relief because me and my husband slept better. But I still worried when he moved out. I still worried, what he's doing. He would come by and visit after work sometimes, and he would come home angry or something like that, and I would say, what's the matter? He said, nothing, I don't want to talk about it. He got locked up a lot of times in jail for different things, outrunning the cop and stealing and stuff like that. He was in and out of jail so much, it's like there that he started on the rag on fire, and Bass just stood back and watch like this ain't no big deal. So my other son went out there and he pulled it out real quick and he stepped on it. So it took my husband and my son to hold bass down on the ground till I called the law because we didn't know what he was going to do next. The cops came and he said, so you want us to take him? I said, yes. I said, he just tried to blow up my truck. I said, yes, I want him in jail. I said, Bass, I have had enough of this. I said, what do you expect us to do? Just stand back and let you do whatever you want? That's not going to happen, Bass. But I don't care if I had to call the cops 100 times a day on you. I'm not mean. He said, I haven't done nothing, so don't tell him nothing.
Where did she go? Did something happen?
I said, Bass, do you know something that we don't know? And he said, no, I don't know nothing. I don't know where she's at.
It doesn't matter, Mama. Just promise me. If anybody comes asking about Sabrina, you don't tell them nothing.
And I said, okay. That's kind of weird, him saying that. I guess what it is, as a mother, I didn't want to see the evil in Bass. Sure enough, there was 2 detectives came out to the house. They asked if they could come in. I said, what is this about? And they said, it's about Sabrina Bond. Every time you turn around, there was a knock on the door. Sure enough, it'd be a police in there. You know where your son is? I was just scared he'd do something really terrible. I just had that feeling. The first girl, her name is Sabrina. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was on Thanksgiving Day. We was getting ready to go down to my mom's for Thanksgiving dinner. Bass brought her out to the house, and she seemed nice. She sat down and talked to us for a little bit.
You're welcome anytime. Don't be a stranger. You hear?
I really don't know that much about her, just what little bit she told me. And he said, what did Bass tell you about her? I remember asking Bass one night, Bass, are you seeing Sabrina anymore? He said, no. He said, me and her, we didn't click or something. My husband, he said, I think something's fishy about this. I said, what do you mean? He said, I just think something fishy about this story, Vicky. I said, well, I hope you're wrong. And that's all we said to one another. And I didn't think no more about it, you know. Bass came over. Bass told us, if anybody comes to your house, Mom, you don't have to answer nothing.
Bass, what are you talking about?
And I said, well, who's going to come to the house? He said, probably police going to come in and maybe want to ask you about Sabrina.
Don't say anything about it.
Honey, I don't even know what happened. What would I say?
I said, well,
Do you recall the last time you seen Sabrina?
it was on Thanksgiving Day. Bass introduced me to her, and I said hi to her. And that's the last that we seen of her, wasn't it? I think it was. And they was asking us what time and all that, and we told them. And that's all we knew. We still didn't had it in our mind that Bass could have had something to do with this.
When you talked to Bass, has he heard anything since then about her or about what might have happened or anything like that?
No, never said anything. I asked her, did she have any kids? She said, I got a daughter. And she was like 5 or 6 years old. They seemed like they got along pretty good. That morning, they was laughing and talking and stuff. I just met her that one time, and that's the last time I seen her was on Thanksgiving. I'll never forget that day either. Me and my husband, we usually watch the news in the afternoon on TV, and we sit on the couch. And that's when her picture came up. It says she was missing. And they showed her face. And my husband looked and said, ain't that girl that was here? And I looked real close, and I said, that is her, ain't it?
We asked Bass about that girl, and he said, I don't know nothing about her. You know, because we mentioned it to him.
I didn't want to believe that my son would do something like that. And I said, why do you want to ask us this question? He said, we just need some answer for her family. I said, so what are you saying? You think my son is involved in this? He said, well, I can't say anything right now. We just want some answer from you and your husband.
If you do hear anything that might give us an idea of where to look for her or what may have happened to her or anything like that, give one of us a call, see if we can find out what happened to her.
I know my son wouldn't do something like that. And I said, will you please leave? And they left, and they never came back. Years went by, and the girl still wasn't found. And I kept saying in my mind, I hope to God they find her, and I hope she's safe. But she wasn't. A chance. Me and my husband was in town, and my sister-in-law called me on my cell phone. And that's when she said, Vicki, you need to get home. I said, why? She said, I'm just telling you, you need to get home right now. I don't want to tell you this on the phone. Something has happened. And then we rushed out to the house. I thought something happened to Bass. That's what I really thought. She said, cut the news on and you'll see what's going on. So I cut the news on, and they kept showing it over and over and over. Bass killed Bree. I said, oh, God, tell me you're lying about this. Tell me this is not true. The state troopers chased him on the interstate, and that's when the vehicle got on fire, and he had to surrender. He told the state trooper, he said, get someone out to her house. He said, her girls is in the bed asleep. He was in prison. I can't remember what he did, but she was the deputy there. It wasn't 3 days after he got out, he moved in with her. She's very pretty, very nice looking lady. She had a good personality. I mean, she's sweet as can be. She's got 2 little girls, and she had a good job. And I thought, God, maybe he found somebody that loves him, you know, who he is. He said that, you know, they're going to get married in June. And I said, Bass, I think this is too fast. He said, Mom, I know what I'm doing. I said, okay. They seemed like they was doing good, I mean, for a while there. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like he snapped or something. That was took in prison. In a way, he's like a stranger in this photo. I know that's my son, but it's not my son. It makes me very sad because he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. If I die before him, he knows I know what he has done. But me and him's never talked about it. I like to talk about it before I go, but I don't know if I have that. They had a talk with Bass's cousin, John. Said, we'll make you a deal if you tell us where her body is. John told the police that Bass is the one to strangle Sabrina. And yes, I did help her with the body. When they found her body and digged it up, I found out that she was strangled to death. How could you live with yourself all them years knowing where this girl's body was, and she had a daughter out here praying that her mother walk in that door anytime, thinking she's alive, and she was. My son. And she said, Bass Webb deserves to die. And at the time, I didn't like what she said. And then I sat down and thought, somebody killed my daughter like this for no reason. I would feel the same way. wanted to walk up and talk to her, but I was scared to because she was so upset. It just tore us apart to find out that our son was capable of killing someone. And I said, my God, what else has he done that we don't know of? Deserve that? She lost her life over something that I don't understand. And I don't know if I ever will find the answer for this before I pass away.
As the arraignment was wrapping up today, Webb spit on the judge sitting in front of him.
There's no way I'm going to try this case or have any further proceedings, or I have to see you for one further step. Is that going to be your next week?
Unbelievable that my son would do something like that. It's like a different person standing there. They had him put a mask on. It was really scary to see that mask over his face. So they put that over his head for a very long time when he faced the judge because they didn't know what he would do next. It was just a nightmare. I can't imagine what this girl went through when Bass strangled her. I can't imagine what's going through her mind. She had a life, and that should never happen. She didn't do nothing wrong to. That's when I talked to him when they sentenced him. I asked the judge, can I talk to him for a few minutes in the courtroom? I couldn't touch him. I said, I wish I could hug you, but they told me I can't. But I said, look at me. You know I love you, don't you? He says, yeah, Mom, I know you love me. I know you've been through a lot. He said, I know I put you through a lot. He said, I'm sorry what I have done. He said, you don't deserve this. I broke down and told him, I don't know if I can handle this or not. And I'm sorry. I just been through so much. I mean, I know it's been a long time since this happened. And it seemed like it was yesterday to me. I guess I didn't want to really accept it. He's paying for it for the rest of his life. In a way, I am too, because he broke my heart. It hurts me every day, and he knows it does, but I try to hold it in. I've never been the same. People notice that change because of him. But I try to keep a fake smile, I just grin and go on, I want people to know that I'm not going to walk away from him. I know what he did was bad, but he's my son, and I still love him as a mother. I can't help it. I still love him with all my heart, and I always will. I had to go to the hospital for 2 weeks because I had a nervous breakdown. And I had to talk to a therapist about what happened. I said, I feel like I failed you as a mother. And my husband said, you did all you can do. It's not your fault. But still, I still feel guilty. It's just hard. I sit back and think of different things I seen things, and I should know something was going to happen one day because the way his anger was. I should know that. But as a mother, and I don't want them to wake up to see what shape their mother's in. So they got someone out there real fast to get the girls out of the house. He had a blanket over her on the couch. I got two different stories. I got one that he strangled her to death, and then I heard that he beat her to death. And maybe that's the reason why he covered her up. I don't know. What the cop told me was you wouldn't want to see her the way she was. Take someone's life for no reason. And that makes me very, very sad that Bass would do something like that. And she loved him. She had 2 daughters. Now they don't have a mother or a father, either one. And their grandmother's raising them. I remember what her mother said in the courtroom about my...
This is the one that's shown everywhere. It has my mom, Jackie, Jeff, Bob, my sister Jolene, my sister Janelle, and me. Bob was my stepdad. My very early years, I spent moving around a little bit with my mom and dad. But when I was 5 years old, my dad died of carbon monoxide from a vehicle that he had been working on. From the time that my dad had passed away, I don't really remember my mom seeing anybody or talking to any men or anything, but I guess she had been. His name was Bob Pelly. Bob was a widower, he was a pastor, and he lived in Florida with his 2 children. I was about 6 years old. I didn't realize my mom had been seeing someone. They had gotten engaged, and within like 8 months, they had gotten married. So when we moved to Florida, we moved in with Bob and his 2 older children. I had a new stepbrother. Jeff was the oldest at 14. For me, Jeff Pelly is someone who took my whole world away from me. Shattered my life in one moment. One moment, one selfish moment. Looking at this, you would think that we were a happy family, but behind closed doors, we really weren't. If you only knew what was going on behind closed doors, you would probably view this picture like I do. That was the start of the end. Around the time of the wedding, my mom and sisters and I had picked up our stuff and moved to Florida where Bob had his house. When I first met Jeff, he just kind of kept his distance. Jeff was tall with big hair, real skinny, and he seemed quiet. At some point, I did pick up that Jeff was angry because he wasn't very nice for a teenager. Grouchy all the time, didn't really want to be around all of us, just kind of wanted to do his own thing. It wasn't like a normal teenager where sometimes they withdraw from their family. Jeff didn't want this family. He was very angry over it, and it showed. I think Jeff and I did have similarities in not wanting a new parent. I was a little... When it comes to you, Jeff, I saw who you were. I saw the things you did. My silence over the years has only helped add speculation to your constant claims of innocence. But I will be silent no more.
I told her I just felt like something was wrong. Inside, I just had this feeling that something was wrong.
You can no longer hide who and what you are without the world knowing what I have to tell. I see you then. I see you now.
It just, like, something wasn't right inside. I could just feel that something wasn't right. I was shocked. Started crying. It stunned me. I didn't know how it could happen. I don't know why it would happen.
I decided it was time for my story to be told. I never really spoke about it a lot growing up. He hides behind this facade that he's this good person. And in reality, he's not.
Did you have anything to do with it?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Just to be in the same house with someone this evil. And no one else saw it but me. And there's nothing I could do to make them see how he really was. Yep, I remember this picture. Upset that I had to move and having this new family and new siblings and a new father figure. But Jeff kind of took it to a whole new level of, he was just angry about it and didn't even want to deal with it.
Was there anybody in the family you really didn't get along with? How about your stepmother?
We didn't get along real well. I mean, we talked hi, bye type thing, but we never really talked to each other or anything.
Was there a reason why that?
When they got married, they wanted us to start calling Don Mom and stuff, and it was really hard to accept having all that pushed on at once. I couldn't.
Jeff was not very open to having a new mother figure. Right from the get-go, she would try to be nice to him and he would just blow her off. He didn't really want to listen to her, just kind of seemed disrespectful. She really tried to get him to be comfortable and, you know, tried to be a part of the family and tried to make it work, and he just was not receptive to that.
What's that?
I thought you might be hungry. Jeff had this look that he would get, like a glare where it was almost like he was piercing.
Shotguns you can't hardly miss.
Did you ever shoot a shotgun?
Just the canned stuff. And we weren't very far away, like from here to the wall.
Did you ever shoot rabbits or birds? Or...
I never got hunting at all.
Nothing?
No.
Jeff had a BB gun. Normally, I think Jeff would just shoot random things, trees, or, you know, we had a cornfield out back. But one time, I was inside the house and Jeff was outside with his BB gun. At one point, I remember coming out. Mickey was my cat. And Mickey just happened to cross his path and he just thought it would be fun to shoot at the cat.
No, please, stop.
Never expected Jeff to do anything to an animal. So, you know, it did scare me a little bit more when I realized he was capable of doing that.
Jeff, stop, no.
I remember Mickey trying to run, and I was yelling at Jeff to stop shooting. I begged him to stop.
Leave him alone. Please, Jeff, cut it out.
He did stop, but he really didn't say anything to me. Jeff trying to hurt Mickey, you know, who's a helpless cat, it just scared me. It was like a turning point for me. I just didn't know what else he was going to do after that.
Because she was, in your eyes, replacing your own mother.
Right.
In the Pelly household, Bob was the disciplinarian. He spanked, at one point used a belt, then a paddle. There were times that I was disciplined with the paddle. I did try not to misbehave again after I was disciplined, but it was harder for Jeff to change his behavior.
Get back here, Jeff. I'm not done talking to you.
I really don't believe that the belt and paddle further and further into this more defiant person that he was becoming. So looking back on it, I would say his behavior was definitely out of control. I didn't hear anything or anyone come into the bathroom. I just didn't know what else he was going to do after that.
When you said your dad had a bunch of guns in the house at one point in time, did you ever shoot any of his guns?
Yeah, we used to always go out shooting and stuff with this.
We're helping at all. I think it was just making him more angry.
Damn it, Jeff. What's the matter with you?
Dad, I was just trying to have some fun, okay? What's the big deal?
Jeff and Bob would have their yelling matches. When Jeff blew up, he was very scary looking, just yelling, just hands going all over.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it?
When an argument would get too heated, Bob would get the belt. But when Jeff was being disciplined, he learned not to show any emotion. Jeff would just kind of keep it inside and not let his dad know that it was affecting him. But then he would just continue the same behavior. I think every time that Jeff was disciplined, it was pushing him. It was almost like a sinister laugh. The laughter that I heard was Jeff. That's when I knew he had been watching me. I was too embarrassed to even try to tell anybody. It's just very disturbing to know that a teenage boy would sneak into a bathroom with a girl in there and steal all their clothes and make them run naked to their room. He just got enjoyment out of making me feel uncomfortable or scared or crying. I really think he just liked the reaction for some reason. Like a quick thrill, and I think that's why he kept doing stuff. My mom and Bob were newlyweds, and they just kind of enjoyed going out. Jeff was 14, and he was older, so he was pretty much assumed to be the babysitter for the evening. I do believe Jeff resented being the babysitter.
And how about your stepsisters?
Which ones? All three of them. What about them?
Did you get along with them?
Oh, I get along with the girls great. I just love the girls. I mean, we always had a good time. I'd teach them how to do new stuff. I'd dance with them, that kind of thing. I just had a good time with them.
Just to see him say that really, really pisses me off. Because that is not how it was. He's a liar. That is not how it was. It makes me sick that he would even say that we were as close as he said we were. Because we weren't at all. He loved making me feel vulnerable. One time, I was in the shower, focused on washing my hair and, not really paying attention to what was going on around me. I didn't hear anything or anyone come into the bathroom. After I was done with my shower, I pushed the shower curtain open and realized that all my stuff was gone. There was no towel, my clothes were gone, there was nothing in there. And that's when I realized that someone had snuck in and took everything out. It really freaked me out because, I had no clothes, nothing to cover myself up with. I really was hoping nobody was gonna be around to see me. So I ran to my room. I heard laughing. Your soul. You could tell he was not happy. You could tell he was angry. Kind of like thinking, why are you here? Why are you in my life? I don't want you here. My stepdad, Bob, did try to help my mom out and tell Jeff, you need to respect Dawn and stop treating her that way. There was a part of me that understood where he was coming from because I didn't want a new dad. But I didn't realize how angry Jeff was until time went on.
So, let me see if I've got this right. You didn't care much for her because...
He definitely didn't want new siblings, and now he had to watch us too. There was an incident where my stepsister Jackie and my siblings and I all went for a little camp out in the backyard in a tent, and we were pretty excited about it. So the four of us girls were inside the tent, just kind of sitting there, laughing, talking, with our little flashlights and, just having fun. We heard a noise, then all of a sudden, the tent had unzipped, and this masked figure peered in. My heart just dropped. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just, just kind of froze. This masked figure peered in, and they grabbed my feet and pulled me towards the opening, slung me over their shoulder, and ran towards where the pool was.
Put me down!
They threatened to throw me in the pool. At this point, I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who it was. They didn't throw me in the pool, but kept going into the house. And thing I knew, I heard laughing in the darkness, and it was Jeff. When Jeff would do these traumatic things to me, he just had this look in his eyes that really scared me. He didn't try to comfort me like he had that first time. I think he had realized that I wasn't going to be believed. So I think that's why he kept doing stuff, because he knew there was no consequences for it. For me, this is something that I grew to expect. And that was very traumatizing. I was terrified of the basement. I really didn't like it down there, but I didn't want him mad at me, so I would just do what he wanted me to do. Went down, and I was really scared. And when I got down to the bottom of the stairs, I tried to remember where the remote was. I didn't hear anybody. I didn't really hear any noises. I just all of a sudden felt myself being picked up, and I was thrown, and I fell into a wall. I was so scared that I didn't even notice if I was hurt badly. I was just so terrified. The next for me, he was a lot bigger than me, a lot older than me, and I couldn't do anything. Even telling my mom and stepdad didn't help, so I just never knew what to expect. But the minute they would decide to go out, I just would panic. He always waited for them to leave. One night, my mom and Bob went out, and while Jeff was babysitting, the power went out. He wanted me to go get the remote from the basement. I was like, well, why do you need the remote? And he's like, just go get it. One night, I was in my room on my bed, and Jeff came in and said,
Hey, Jesse, come with me.
Where are we going?
And he filled the tub up with cold water and put ice cubes in it and wanted me to get in it. I told him, no, I'm not going to get in that. It's going to be cold. And that's when he told me, well, if you don't, then I'm going to throw your little sister Jolene in the pool, and she doesn't know how to swim. Well, I believed him. I believed he would do it. Sometimes while Jeff was doing these things to me, it was almost like a switch was flipped. I could just see it in his eyes. And at that point, I just accepted the fact that I was protecting my sisters by him just doing it to me. And then I didn't have to worry about them. I just had to worry about myself, but at least I knew that they weren't being messed with. I do remember getting in, and it was freezing. That's when they put me on the counter, and they took off the mask, and it was Jeff.
Jeff?
I think I instantly was relieved, for one thing. But on the other hand, I was terrified of why would he do this? But, it wasn't funny, and it traumatized me.
Why would you do that?
I'm sorry.
And I think he saw how traumatized I was and tried to calm me down.
I won't do it again. I promise.
I hate you.
When my mom and Bob came home that night, I did tell them what had happened.
But Jeff tried to hurt me.
My mom just kind of blew it off like, no, that didn't really happen like that. He might have scared you in the tent, but, the other stuff didn't happen.
Why won't you listen to me?
It hurt me that my mom and Bob didn't believe me. But Jeff was a lot older than me, so it was easier for them to take his word over mine. And I did act out because I was dealing with the passing of my dad. So I think it was just easier for them to believe him. So I was very leery of Jeff after that, just because I didn't know what to expect. You know, if he was going to do that, what was coming next? Over time, Jeff's pranks did get scarier. I think when his dad told him he couldn't go to the prom, it really set him off. He just snapped.
It was weird feelings. I didn't understand them, and I knew that they weren't right feelings. I knew that it was dumb reasoning, but it wasn't something I really wanted to get rid of.
I think with Jeff's behavior, he was a little different than most teenagers. He just seemed angrier. I started to realize that his temper was real quick over things that it shouldn't have been. I know there was an incident on the school bus where Jeff punched another child in the face. I'm not real sure what they did to make him angry. I don't remember if I was there to witness it or not, but I could see someone making him mad and him just reacting without even really thinking about it. Bob and my mom were talking to Jeff about what they were going to do to discipline him. I think they did start moving away from the physical discipline and started focusing more on his social life.
Hey, what's wrong?
They started grounding Jeff. I think it mattered more to him, and so they knew if they grounded him, it was going to hopefully affect him more.
How long were you grounded?
Well, I wasn't allowed to drive or anything like that. And it was just as we go type basis, just till I gained my father's trust back and stuff.
I don't believe them grounding him really worked all that well, because he kept doing things. I heard that he was stealing stuff, drinking. He crashed a car of his. So he did seem to become a little more defiant.
Was your father pretty strict with you? I mean, and did you think that was fair?
At first, I didn't think a lot of the stuff that he was doing was fair. But as it went on and we talked and stuff, I understood where he was coming from. I understood that he was trying to help me.
I think he did resent the discipline he was getting from Bob. He would still go out and do whatever he wanted to do. So looking back on it, I would say his behavior was definitely it. I was just shivering, and I just didn't know how long he was going to make me sit in that. And that's when he all of a sudden grabs a blow dryer off the counter and pretends to throw it in the tub with me. I was terrified. I think he just wanted to make me feel more uncomfortable than I already was. You know, just anything he could do to get a reaction out of me. Once he had gotten the effect that he wanted, he walked out and I was able to get out. Once Jeff had walked away after each incident, I felt like he was done for a little bit with me. So I was able to kind of relax a little bit, even though I was still on edge. At the time, I don't think I thought of him as a monster. I think I was just so terrified of him that my only thought was just to stay away from him. The control. The months leading up to prom, Jeff had got caught breaking into a home and stealing stuff, and his dad ended up grounding him from the prom. Jeff really didn't like to be told no, that he couldn't do something. So I think when his dad told him he couldn't go to the prom, it really set him off.
Did it get kind of rough for you as far as him telling you he didn't want you to go to prom or a day after prom?
Came up to my friend's mom's window, asked her to get out, and she walked around to the front. When I was watching her talk to the police officer, I just watched her break down. Most adults don't cry like that in front of kids. So that's when I realized it was something more serious. So she came around to my side and she told me that just my whole family was gone.
I'm sorry, Jesse.
And I wasn't quite sure exactly what that meant. As a 9-year-old, you can't really comprehend what they're gone really, really means.
I'm so sorry, honey.
My mom, stepdad, and 2 little sisters.
Party or whatever, and
it did. I was upset, and I kept trying to talk him into it, and at first he kept saying no.
Jeff and Bob had been fighting a lot about prom, and it's a little scary. They would yell, get very heated.
I knew that if he didn't let me go, that it was my own fault. I mean, I deserved whatever punishment I got for stealing and stuff.
And you did just accept it, yeah?
I wanted to ride with Darla and have her bring me home, but it's better to be able to go and have him take me than not be able to go at all.
I think Jeff had built up a lot of anger throughout the years, and by this time, he wanted this so much to go to the prom that he just snapped, and that's why he did what he did. When I was watching her talk to the police officer, I just watched her break down. And it felt like my whole world just came crashing down around me.
What do you really think your father?
In terms of what?
Relationship with yours and how he treated you?
I knew
Did not go to the prom?
I'd have been upset, but I would have accepted it. I'd have had to. There's no other choice.
Eventually, Bob gave in a little bit and decided that he could go only if he could drive him to and from prom. But Jeff wasn't allowed to go to any after parties or the next day to an amusement park.
He would let you go, but he would take you.
Yeah.
And then he would pick you up when it was over.
Right.
But not let you go to anything else.
Right.
All of his friends were able to go to the prom by themselves, hang out afterwards, and go to the after activities, and Jeff was not allowed to do that.
You upset when he told you that he would take you to the prom, but he'd also pick...
Sisters were all murdered that day.
Police say it was such a gruesome scene that it even shocked veteran officers. They believe the incident happened sometime yesterday afternoon. However, there was no evidence of forced entry. All the victims were shot at close range.
I don't remember a whole lot after that. My mind kind of blocked out a lot after. I think just to help me cope. I just remember the words and how I felt in that moment. And it felt like my whole world just came crashing down around me. It was almost like a dreamlike state where I was just hoping to wake up and none of it would be happening. My family members, after everything happened, they didn't really want to talk about it. I think that my family was trying to protect me the best that they could, but nobody really told me anything, so in my own mind, I had to come up with something on...
He cared a lot about me. I knew sometimes he didn't know exactly how to treat me and stuff. I mean, exactly how to talk to me, because he didn't really understand some of the things that I do. But for the most part, we got along pretty well.
The Friday evening before everything happened, I had made plans to go to my friend's house to stay the weekend. While I was gonna go to the sleepover for the weekend, Jackie was gonna be away for the weekend. Janelle and Jolene would stay home, and Jeff was supposedly going to the prom. His dad was gonna take him. My friend's mom came and wasn't able to drive himself to the prom or attend the activities afterwards.
And you stayed there the whole time until the prom was over?
Correct.
It started at
9 o'clock.
till
Midnight, I believe.
That wasn't enough for Jeff to just go to the prom. He wanted to be able to go to everything.
But once you left, go to the prom or dinner, did you ever call back home again?
I think Jeff really wanted to attend the prom by himself, drive himself, be with his girlfriend, and attend all the activities afterwards.
So do you know who killed your mother and father? Or your father and...
No, I really don't. I don't know who would want to.
Picked me up, and we went to her house.
Bye, Mom.
Sometimes my memories have holes due to my trauma that I dealt with. I think my memory blocks out certain things that it doesn't want me to remember. I should be able to remember being at my friend's house, and I can't. I don't even remember her name. I have no recollection if I even called my mom to tell her goodnight. When I went to tell my mom goodbye that Friday, that was the last time that I was ever gonna see anybody in my family. Sunday morning, I had to be back home ready in time for church. So we got up and got ready, and we got in my friend's van, and she started driving me home. And as we pulled up to the house, I noticed yellow caution tape. There were a bunch of cars, cop cars, all the church people outside. And I just thought something had happened to my dog. And a police officer, what I thought had happened. The conclusion I came to was that Bob had murdered my mom and sisters and then killed himself. There were guns in the house, and Bob did use them. I didn't think he would do that, but that's the only thing I could really come up with in my own mind on what could have happened. The detectives thought the murder weapon was a shotgun, the one on my stepdad's wall. But they never found the murder weapon, so it couldn't have been Bob.
Police continued their investigation even as the Pellys were being buried. Divers searched a pond near the Pelly home.
I really don't remember seeing him a whole lot after it happened. My cousin did tell me that she did see my stepbrother at the funeral. He was just emotionless, not really reacting to anything around him. This does not look like a child in mourning. I would have never known this was from the funeral. Ever. I mean, I understand people grieve in different ways, but at that age, he'd already lost his mom, and he had just lost his dad. To me, or I just remember the 4 caskets. I think that stuck with me because 2 of them were so small. Even as a child, seeing the small caskets, it didn't seem right to me. It definitely hit everybody very hard.
This Sunday's service at Olive Branch Church will be dedicated to the Pellys to let everyone know that they will always be remembered.
Even though Jeff was one of the family members that I had lost, so you'd think there would be a little more emotion than what I'm seeing in this picture. And there's none, absolutely none. It's just an eerie, eerie picture. They thought Jeff had done it because he wanted to go to the prom.
When you were a great American and a detective or police officer up there had you in the room and told you your parents had been murdered, what was your reaction to that?
I was shocked. Started crying. I mean, it stunned me. I didn't know how it could happen. I don't know why it would happen.
Bob told Jeff that he was able to attend just the prom, but he would take him and pick him up.
Did you have anything to do with it?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
During my childhood, Jeff got away with everything he did to me, and I thought he was gonna get away with murder too.
They came from far and wide to say goodbye to the Pelly family today. Robert Pelly, the popular preacher, his wife Dawn, and their 2 daughters, Janelle and Jolene, were shot and killed in their home over the weekend. They were eulogized as people who loved their congregation as much as they loved each other. Family and friends broke down as they said goodbye to 4 people they loved who are now gone.
That was the first time that I've seen the casket since that day. That's basically how I remember seeing them lined up. It's just crazy to see how many people were there, and I don't remember any of that. I don't really remember who was there, if people talked to me or hugged.
Looking for the missing murder weapon, a shotgun, but had no luck. They also returned to the Pelly's house looking for anything to help them solve this case.
I learned later as an adult that Jeff had told police that the guns had been sold before the murders.
He had a shotgun, but for a long time he had it hanging right underneath the bow in his bedroom. But then it wasn't there anymore, and I'm not sure if he kept it in the house or what he did.
When I went to tell my mom goodbye that Friday, I walked into the room. The gun rack is right when you walk in the room, and I remember seeing the bow and the gun on the rack. I know I had seen it on the wall.
I'm not sure if he gave the shotgun to somebody else to keep also or not. I haven't seen it in a while.
And when was the last time you'd have seen that?
I don't know. It's been quite a while since he's had it hanging up. It's been at least a month.
The detectives believed that Jeff killed his father in order to go to the prom by himself, and then killed my mom and 2 sisters because they just happened to be there.
Do you have anything to do with it?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Me and my father didn't get along sometimes. Sometimes I'd be really upset with him, but we always worked things out.
Okay, do you affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury that your testimony in this interview has been truthful, so help you God?
I do.
Sergeant Charlie Farrell would give no clues to the status of the ongoing investigation.
Every day we get closer and closer, but again, there's a lot of things about this particular case that we can't really discuss.
Farrell would not speculate on the identity of any suspects or if an arrest will be made soon. The Pelly's only son, Jeff, has been questioned by police, but no arrest has been made.
Jeff was just kind of hanging out with me, and all of a sudden he just asked me, hey, who do you think killed our family?
Did you and your dad get in any arguments Saturday?
No, we had a real good day Saturday. We got along real well.
What do you mean you and your dad had a real good day? I mean,
some days, we'll be talking about something and we'll get in an argument about it. We'll argue for a while and then we'll start talking again and we'll be over it. Me and my dad both, when we get in an argument or whatever, we can get really upset with each other, be really mad, and 5 minutes later, everything's fine. Just blow it off, it's no big deal. But Saturday, we didn't argue at all.
After the funeral, Jeff, Jackie, and I all went to different places. We were no longer a family. Most of my life, I moved around a lot and didn't really have a place to call my home. I lived with my grandfather and then my aunt and a bunch of places after that, and I just felt like I really didn't belong. At the time he asked me, it seemed like a good idea. After Jeff picked me up from the airport, he took me to his house. The house was nice. They had a room set aside for me to stay in while I was there. Being 15 and not seeing him for a while, I belong. And I almost felt like a burden to people. I didn't know how to react to the whole thing. So I acted out a lot and, I was very difficult to deal with. Everything reminded me of the fact that I didn't have a family. Seeing other families happy or kids at school that would talk about their mom or dad or brothers or sisters, and I didn't have that. So holidays would remind me that I don't have my family anymore. A lot of stuff reminded me about it. Years later, I was living in a foster home, and I got a call from Jeff. Hello?
Hey, Jesse. It's Jeff.
It did seem strange to hear from him. I really hadn't heard too much from Jeff for probably... And I just kind of stopped, and I was like, well, I didn't really have to think about it. I was like, well, I think your dad did it. That is what I actually thought.
I mean, who else could have done it?
Right. I thought Bob killed my mom and sisters and then killed himself. Back then, it never occurred to me that Jeff could have done it. I just kind of brushed it off as he was just curious. Thinking back on that day, I'm glad I answered it the way I did. Because I think if I would have answered it any other way, I wouldn't be here today. And there were two people standing on my porch, and they introduced themselves as detectives, and my heart sank. I didn't really know why they were there.
Can I help you?
Started to tell me, they were there about a cold case, about my family's case, and they wanted to talk to me.
Cold case? What do you mean? I thought you knew what happened to them.
I was confused because I thought that Bob had done it. Why is it a cold case if Bob had done it? They wanted to hear what I thought had happened. I told them I thought that my stepdad had killed my mom and sisters and then killed himself, and that's when they told me that there's no way that could have happened. He was shot twice, and there's no way you can shoot yourself twice. And they never found the murder weapon, so it couldn't have been Bob. I was kind of in shock. I think that he would have done something to me while I was down there. It terrifies me because it could have gone a totally different way. Years later, I had a knock on my door, so I answered it.
And what kind of feeling was that? Can you explain it?
I don't know. It just, like, something wasn't right inside. I could just feel that something wasn't right.
When the detectives came to my house, they told me that they had suspected Jeff from the beginning, and they just didn't have enough to take him to trial. They had been searching for the murder weapon this whole time, and they never found it. But 13 years had passed, and there was a new prosecutor, and he believed they could take it to trial. Jeff was arrested at an airport, and he was extradited back to Indiana. The detectives thought the murder weapon was the shotgun that was on my stepdad's wall. The prosecutor wanted me to testify that I had seen the gun on the wall because that is not what Jeff had been saying. Jeff had told police that the guns had been out of the house before the murders. I do remember the gun rack on the wall, and I specifically remember it being on the gun rack. 4 or 5 years, he asked me if I wanted to come visit in Florida.
Come on, Jesse. It's been ages.
He offered to pay my way.
I'm not so sure about that.
I was very leery because of the things he had done to me when I was younger, but I thought maybe since he was older maybe he had changed and maybe, his childish ways were done with and, we could have a good time. So I decided to go down and see him.
Okay, yeah, I guess it could be fun.
I think a part of me just really wanted that connection with my family again. There was a part of me that just was hoping that, some piece of my family would be around me again. Life, looking at the barrel of a gun. I may need a minute. I just remember wanting Jeff to look at me and just hear me when I talk to him. Why 2 little girls? Why my mom?
When you were at a park, how did you feel when you were up there?
I don't know. At first I was happy and stuff, but after a while, I don't know, I started feeling like something was wrong, and I talked to Darla about it. I told her I just felt like something was wrong. Inside, I just had this feeling that something was wrong.
Was downstairs with my sisters, and he went down there, and my mom was hugging my sisters on the floor, trying to protect them, and he ended up shooting my mom and then my sisters. It broke my heart to know that the last things my sisters felt was fear, and that they couldn't do anything, and my mom couldn't do anything about it. I wish I could have been there. For the longest time, I thought maybe if I was there, things would be different. I just didn't know why I had survived, and they were just gone. And I'm sorry that they had to end their life. That is the gun rack on the side of their wall, right by their bed where I remember it. And I remember the gun on the very bottom shelf on this, where I left. I think Jeff wanted to go to prom so badly that he grabbed that shotgun off that rack and shot his dad. They said, well, if your stepdad didn't do it, who do you think did it? And instantly, I thought of Jeff.
It had to be him.
He was the first person to come to mind, just because of all the stuff that he had done to me. They said, yes, we do believe Jeff did it. That's why we're here. Everything changed in my life that day. Eventually, they did tell me exactly what had happened. They told me that he shot his dad in the hallway. And then my mom, and then shot my mom and sisters with it. And that is why it is not on this rack in this picture. It scared me to realize that he had been loose this whole time and anything could have happened. And I would not have seen it coming. By the time Jeff went to trial, I really just wanted to run and hide. But I chose to stay and testify for my family, for my mom and my sisters, and Bob, Jeff's dad. They deserved that. I remember walking into the courtroom. I was very nervous. It's the first time I had seen Jeff since I was 15. And I just remember seeing him and just all the feelings just came back, flooding back. He just still had that blank stare that I really did appreciate the fact that he was trying to make me feel comfortable.
Hey, you settling in okay?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me over.
But as I was unpacking stuff to get settled in the room, Jeff was just kind of hanging out with me, and all of a sudden he just asked me, hey, can I ask you a question? And I was like, yeah, you can ask me a question.
You ever think about what happened to our family?
All the time.
And that's when he asked me, you know, who do you think killed our family? When he stopped to ask me that, I did think it was kind of weird. The timing was strange, but, you know, when's the right time to actually ask a question like that? You know, hopefully can rest in peace knowing that the person that did this to them would never see the light of day again. This is a picture of Jolene, who is very happy in this picture. Just a happy-go-lucky little girl. She just seemed happy all the time. She's sitting next to my mom, and Janelle is sitting on my mom's lap. My sister Janelle was my sidekick, even though we fought a lot, you know, like typical sisters do. And Jeff is just kind of sitting there, not really doing anything, you know, not interacting, not smiling. Seeing Jolene laughing and smiling, it does make me miss those times that I had with them. Looking at this picture just kind of reminds me of how they were found. Them right next to my mom. There was no way for her to save them in the end. It just makes me remember as a kid. As I testified, I did kind of look at Jeff just to see if he would look at me, and he never did. He didn't look at me, he didn't look up, he just sat there. I just remember wanting Jeff to look at me and just hear me when I talked to him. You know, I just wanted to make sure he knew that he destroyed my life. He took away my family, and I was alone for a lot of years afterwards. Why my sisters? You know, why 2 little girls? Why my mom? I deserved to be looked at. He did this. He took everything away from me in one swipe. And I see you now. You are my family's killer. Your soul is permanently stained a dark shade of crimson with the blood of your dad, my mom, and my 2 beautiful, precious little sisters, Janelle and Jolene. Blood red. That's on you. Forever. That's all I have to say. Don't worry about looking at me, Jeff. I'm looking at you now. I see you for what you truly are. We all do. Your former stepsister. Just to be in the same house with someone this evil. And no one else saw it but me. It's heartbreaking because they're not here today because of it. And there's nothing I could do to make them see how he really was. To find out that the verdict was guilty was a relief. He was going to, you know, pay the price that he needed to. My sisters and my mom and his dad would finally have some sort of justice. He was going to be behind bars, and I didn't have to look over my shoulder wondering if he's coming after me or my family. There will never be closure, but part of me knew that he was getting what he deserved. And my mom and my sisters and his dad, you know, after me.
My dad kind of went through a personality change when he remarried. He wasn't the same father that I'd always grown up with.
Do you think it was for the better or for the worse, in your own opinion?
I can't really say if he's changed for the better or not, because I know how he used to be, and just, it's different now, and I'm just not sure of it. You know what I mean?
This is a letter that I never got to write to Jeff. I tried to tell him in the courtroom how I felt, and he refused to look at me. This is just the thoughts that I had. When it comes to you, Jeff, I saw who you were. I saw the things you did. There is no way to explain the way that it makes me feel inside, that the killer lived among us, ate breakfast with us, slept in our home upstairs, and my mom washed his dirty clothes each week. You can no longer hide who and what you are. I see you then. He couldn't even look at me. This is how I remember him looking at the trial when I saw him. He just looks evil in this picture. I think he thought he got away with it. I mean, I'm hoping that he felt some sort of remorse for what he did, but I don't think that was the case. He will never admit to what he did, ever, because people would know he's a true monster, especially killing 2 small girls. That does make you a monster. The only thing they had was circumstantial evidence. They were trying to find the murder weapon, and they couldn't find it. If he wasn't convicted, I was gonna have to leave him and my kids because I was afraid he would come after. I really wanted there. I couldn't have there. It just makes me really sad that she couldn't be there on this day. I do believe I survived for a reason. I think I survived so I could tell my story and help other people who are struggling or lost in the dark like I was for most of my life. But I'm still very angry. I just don't understand, how he could do that. He hides behind this facade that he's this good person. And in reality, he's not. In reality, he's done some things that are so awful and so evil that he's a true monster. Yeah, actually. I don't know, he just looks really creepy in that picture, and I don't really like looking at it. It's almost like that's his true form. I think if he would have looked like that back then when things were happening, people would have believed me. His own true self came out in the end. This is a picture of me on my wedding day with my husband, Tyson. I actually wore my mom's wedding dress that she wore in her wedding. This was a happy day for me, but at the same time, the ones that I were angry that even in pictures, Jeff looks like he's detached from the family. Like he doesn't want to belong. It looks like he doesn't even want to be in this picture. I found out that Jeff and his legal team did seek an appeal. My foster mom at the time, she actually called me and let me know there was a possibility that he could be released. The fear automatically came back. Emotionally, it's a roller coaster. I never know what to expect. First he's imprisoned and then he might be free, and then it's like I can never be comfortable. I can never just focus on my family, me, work. There's always that thought in the back of my mind that what if one of these days it changes again? He can appeal all